Hey YouTube, it's Dafrogtoad here. Well, this one's going to be a little different than you're used to seeing from me. You know, normally I like to try and keep my videos real short, sweet, to the point if I possibly can, but as you can see by the time on this one, it just didn't work out that way. What happened was, I was having a conversation with my buddy Low Buck Prepper. Yeah, okay, make those people happy. And we were just kind of goofing around talking about bug out bags, bug out locations, and you know, we just thought a lot of people prepare for the SHTF. They prepare for long-term bug in, perhaps bug out, all these kind of things. And we just started wondering what would happen if you were caught in one of those situations that has happened. This is not a far-fetched thing at all, where, you know, the authorities just knock on your door and they say, hey, you gotta go. All right, now we're not talking about, you know, the SS knocking on your door. What we're talking about is, you know, you have a fire. This actually happened to me in California, where I was sitting around, not going to get into a big story, but there was a brush fire. And if you know California brush fires, they move fast. You got to go now. When Low Buck did his video, he talked about a chemical spill. Yeah, you get a truck flip over full of chlorine gas or something like that close by, you don't have time to think. You got to grab and you got to go. And there's a lot of scenarios, from fires, explosions, it could happen. So we decided, you know, let's throw out these tag videos. Let's try it ourselves, and then we'll tag a few folks, and let's just see, you know, what people think about this, and let you think about what would happen if you had to go now. There's a lot of bug out bags out there, but are you ready now? So the scenario is, you got to bail out, you got 10 minutes, you're going to be gone for 3 days, there is a shelter open to you if you so choose, but you must leave. Now, I already did it, so I'm actually making this intro to the video after I was done. And just to, you know, set it up for you, I don't have a bug out bag, as I'll talk about it in the video. I do a lot of camping, a lot of hiking, a lot of stuff, and frankly, I can't afford to duplicate a lot of gear. So if I had to bug out, I have to put together what I need. And in 10 minutes, as you'll see in the video, it was tough. It was tough. It's made me rethink some stuff. But anyway, let you get to the video. You can see what I did and how things went. And in a minute, we'll talk about some. At the end, rather, we'll talk about a couple of tags. And I really hope y'all, the people that I tag, do this. Okay, let's take a look in the gear closet. This is pretty much where I keep all of my gear. And just a real quick look. We have the obligatory emergency supply of Guinness. And this is medical supplies, some food, some more food up on top. This one's extra small gear. And then, let's see if I can get the tripod around here without shaking you up too much. It's kind of dark. But up there is a lot of extra, just preps. There's medical gear, there's small, everything from different filters, extra first aid kits, medical supplies, just all that little stuff is what I keep up there. And yeah, there's a dual fuel lantern, a big old, one of those old-fashioned big old 6-volt lights I don't use anymore. But then here in the closet, this is my medium-sized backpack, the Kelty Red Wing, and underneath it is the Kelty Coyote. That's the one I'll pack. Now, I don't keep a quote-unquote bug-out bag packed all the time because I simply can't afford to. My bug-out bag is something I put together from my other kinds of camping equipment. And that's what I'll have to do here because I don't, you know, I don't keep a bag packed. I have emergency supplies in my Camelback. If you want to see that, look at that video. And then, of course, there's my tent. There's one of my sleeping bags that I don't keep them packed because you keep them all squished in their bags like you're using them. It's bad for them. So it's here. That bag's actually usually hanging where these belts are, but it just isn't. I put it away and forgot to hang it up. And what's underneath? These totes are full of MREs. I like MREs. They're all taken out of the boxes. They're packed. They take up a lot less space. For one person, there's about 4 months of MREs all in this closet. And for the purposes of this, I'll be grabbing some, but not all. keep in mind, it's just 3 days. But if I have time, I might actually just grab one of these totes and throw it in there. Can't hurt. And of course, there's some camo gear. It's in my vest. All that social stuff that I hope I'll never ever have to use. So this is where I start. Alright, well there's basically what I was able to grab in 10 minutes. And, you know, I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of time going through it, but I'll give you a basic idea. This is my Camelback. Anybody who's watched my channel is disgustingly familiar with my Camelback. This is my quote-unquote, you know, get-home bag. Is it sophisticated? No. But I live in a warm climate, and all I really have to do is worry about surviving 24-48 hours with this. And I feel pretty confident I'm good here. The only thing that's new to the Camelback's gear setup was a Christmas gift of the Frontier Pro water filter, the straw size. I'm afraid that light kind of sucks, but I'm going to do a review on this as soon as I get to play with it some more. But that gives me a water filter, even though it's a small one. It's good enough to fill up the bladder on the Camelback. And this has, you know, just the basics: fire starting, navigation, blades, writing, emergency blanket, enough calories for 48 hours, easy, even with hiking. Just, you know, the real basics are here. So that was the easy part. Right, so I was able to have a little bit of time to pack the Kelty Coyote, and you know, we'll give you an idea of what's in here. I haven't reviewed this pack yet. I don't know if I will, because it's a little bit dated now. It's a year or so old. If y'all want me to, give me let me know and I will. Got the Cold Steel Recon Scout. That lives in there all the time. The Sawviver, there's a video out on it. That lives in there all the time. And I think that's all I've got. Oh, no, wait a minute. Yes, of course. I did take the time to drop the Ruger and some ammunition there. It's a little 380 LCP. So I did have time to throw that in there. In this pocket, pretty much all the time, it's got the basics of hygiene. I don't have to show you that. It's toothbrush, toothpaste, you know, razors, cleaning, just stuff to keep your body clean, keep you healthy. That's what's in that pocket. And on this side is just the little miscellaneous gear. The compass usually lives in this little front pocket on the belt right there. For some reason I didn't have it in there, but it was on the shelf with my other gear, so I grabbed it. Grabbed the Bowfang, even though I'm not technically allowed to use this yet because I don't have the license yet. Not only is it an FM radio to listen to news and everything, but it has the NOAA weather radio stations programmed into it. So I definitely wanted that. And then I just had my headlight, and there's also some rechargeable batteries down inside there. So that's, you know, keep in mind, 10 minutes. You know, that's none of that was in there stays in there. I just did that. It's a good learning experience. We'll get to that in a minute. Up in the main portion, this is my two-man tent. It's real light, 5 pounds. No problem, threw that in there. This is my cook set with the fuel, lighting, and another fire starting kit is in here. There's a video out on the Pinnacle Duelist. You can take a peek at that. Rain gear, again, I live in a warm climate, so I took what I'm wearing plus a set of rain gear. This is just a mattress. That lives in there all the time. It's the mattress that actually goes inside my sleeping bag. It's an inflatable mattress that, well, I gotta review the sleeping bag and I'll show you. But it basically installs in the bottom of the sleeping bag, so it has a built-in air mattress. And then in the bottom is the my sleeping bag inside the REI Flash 18. Which is funny, let me close the door. That's actually what took the most time. This is the thing that I learned the most about during this drill. If you have a good sleeping bag, you'll know that keeping it in a compression sack is not a good idea. But you're going to pay the price if you got to bug out fast. This actually took me about 1.5 to 2 minutes to pack. So that was important. That's something I'm going to have to consider. Now, just so you know, yeah, I could have just picked this stuff up and just thrown it in the car. You know, no problem. It could have been loose. As you'll see, there was some other loose items. But I wanted to do it right, because in my mind I was thinking if I had, for some reason, if my vehicle broke down, I would have had to spend some time repacking, and I wanted to minimize that. And this is right at the bottom of the pack. So I'm going to have to rethink that. I don't know. I might look at attaching this to the bottom of the pack and pre-packing the Coyote more, the Kelty. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All right. What else do we have here? This is the Beretta 9mm and loaded magazines. I mean, if you really want to see it, okay. Actually, the magazines aren't loaded. No, so there's the Beretta. No, I didn't take the time to load the magazines. Probably should have. Something else to think about. This is just the miscellaneous food. You know, I'm not going to go through it, but you get the idea. There's pemmikins, there's some Mountain Home stuff. Just stuff I've collected over the years. Some Gatorade in a baggie. Don't ask. I have no idea why I put that in there. Probably because I'd use it for car camping. Some summer sausages. I replace those every 6 months or so. I keep that around. Again, some pemmican. You know, pieces of MREs that I've already opened. Some good coffee. Some instant coffee, not so good, but there. Yeah, I like coffee, so deal with it. Anyway, so this was just what I had packed. I did not take the time. This is just this was loose stuff I had that I put in this tote just recently, actually, to help store it better. So I'm going to have to look at that a little closer. Maybe I'll make that kind of a bug-out tote. This miscellaneous gear. That's all it is. Let me adjust the camera so it's a little easier to see down in there. You know, a loofah. Don't even ask, okay? Just don't ask. TP, obvious. And just some miscellaneous stuff. There's a spork, an extra container. There's a wrist rocket and some ammunition, some cough drops, some tape, right in the rain, an extra bag, an extra Nalgene bottle, a collapsible one. There's some 9mm ammunition and some 22 ammunition, because I would have grabbed my Model 60. The two things that I was able to grab and put in the car for firearms, besides the two pistols you saw, was I was able to grab my 22, and I was able to grab my my Weatherby 308, which I'm actually taking the Weatherby more because I like it, you know, and it's already sitting in its case. That would probably go with me, but don't know, maybe, don't know. The 22 definitely. The case for the 308 was out. If I had time to think of it, maybe I'd leave it behind. I don't know. So I think that's pretty much it. No, I'm having to do this in the evening, so I'm not going to give you a view of throwing it in the back of the Jeep. But you got an imagination. That stuff's relatively easy to fit in the back of a Jeep Wrangler. So what did I learn? Well, if you heard me babbling while I was trying to do all this, I learned that my sleeping bag storage, not fast, or I'm going to have to deal with just throwing it in the car. Wouldn't be ready to go mobile. But then again, you know, got these totes. So I don't know, in this scenario, I think it would have actually been better to save the time and just throw the sleeping bag in the back, and then if the vehicle broke down, take the time to repack my packs. Yeah, I guess that would be it. So that's what I learned. You know, I need work. That's the big deal. I need work. If I had to do this in 10 minutes, would I be good for 3 days? Yeah. One fortunate thing is I do always have the tank on the Jeep full. So I've got 350, 375 mile radius there. Someday I'd like to get a tailgate mounted 5-gallon gas can for it, but I don't have one right now. So overall, if the scenario that that got put forth by Lowbuck had happened to me, yeah, I'd be alright. Can it be improved? Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Alright, let me get back over to the desk and we'll give you a couple of tags. Alright, well as you saw, I need some work. Did I complete the mission? Yep. Did I learn some stuff? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I will be going to work on that immediately. So, some tags. Gravy 111. No doubt about it, you have another unique living situation. I'd like to see how you do. And definitely would like to tag Jeg Titan 1962. I won't say your first name. I don't know if you want everybody knowing it, but there's Gravy. There's Jeg Titan. Come on, guys. Hope you get a chance to do this tag and tag a couple more folks. I think this is an interesting subject, and I think there's a little bit everybody can learn. God knows I did. Alright, y'all. I'm going to go put all that junk away.